Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the second day of the Plug and Play Fall Summit. And we're going to kick off the day with the new materials and packaging program. So my name is Omer Gozen. I lead our efforts in this area. And I see a lot of familiar faces. Our anchor partners are here. Our ecosystem partners are here. And we really appreciate everybody taking the time from their extremely busy agendas to be with us today. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a packed full of day with a lot of activities, with a lot of startups are very excited here to be pitching in front of you. And a few things before I give the mic to our CEO, Mr. Saeed Hamidi. I would like to mention that our startups are very, very ecstatic to be meeting with you. So two things. The Brella app is extremely convenient for you guys to schedule meetings with our startups. And their demo areas will be in our cafeteria, in our game room, right by the cafeteria. And also, it is extremely important for us to give proper credit to all of the startup founders for their really hard work. So we would really appreciate it. You would take time to go to the lineup R and make sure that you vote for them so that they will be acknowledged for it. Without further ado, I would like to give the stage to our CEO and founder, Mr. Saeed Hamidi, who flew in from Abu Dhabi yesterday and started joining the expo right out of the airport. So I will let him tell you the story why he was there, and he will be doing our opening remarks for us today. Thank you very much, Saeed.
Thank you, Omar. Thank you. How many of you have visited Abu Dhabi or Dubai, UAE? Not many. I really recommend you should go there. It's like a new world. You know, like I go to Abu Dhabi and Dubai twice a year, and every time I arrive there, I see something amazing and new. To sort of give you a sample of it, first of all, I flew Emirates Airline, Airbus 380. So all the top floor is business class and first class, and the bottom floor is economy. It is the most quiet airplane in the world, the most comfortable I ever been in. That's at least it's good because it was only a 15-hour flight each way. So when I arrived in Dubai, I took the Emirates car to Shangri-La Hotel in Abu Dhabi. And this part of Abu Dhabi has been just built 4 years ago. So there was a Fairmont Hotel, Shangri-La, and we had actually the event in Fairmont for 600 people. But again, I don't want to advertise for Abu Dhabi, but if you go to this Shangri-La Hotel, I think we do not have a hotel like that in US. The quality, the 5-star it is. And then they also have another hotel in Abu Dhabi called the Palace. Is a 7-star hotel. And that one for sure we don't have in US. But in spite the glamour and the funding and the money they have, they built this new island in Abu Dhabi. It's called the Free Zone. And one of our partner, it's called Abu Dhabi Global Market. So they decided 3 years ago to have a financial free zone. And they built this island to have it there. They brought the head of Singapore Monetary Authority to run this program. And in 18 months, they have signed up 350 largest financial institution in the world to have an office there. And the reason why I was there, this global market, Abu Dhabi Global Market, said to me, Saeed, we need to energize this building by having plug and play there, working with about 20 to 30 startups per year in a financial world. And quite coincidentally, I think it was October 23rd, which we announced this partnership in Abu Dhabi. I also walked across the street to Cleveland Clinic, Abu Dhabi. By far the best hospital I've been to in my life. I also went to Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland. We have Stanford here, we have UCSF here, which is like a world-renowned hospital. But this Abu Dhabi Cleveland Clinic, I think they spent $1 billion building it, $1.5 billion to be exact. It has 460 beds, 3,000 employees, and 2/3 of the employees are American. The doctors, the specialists. So not too much advertising for UAE, but if you haven't been there, you should go see it. They are, in my opinion, building a new world. And then I want to give you a couple of news. So Cleveland, we announced we will open in January. Abu Dhabi, we will open in March. Tokyo, we have a lot of Japanese guests here. We will open in November 10th. We already have 5 plug-and-play people on the ground in Tokyo. Our partner is I'm sorry, I'm bad with names, but it's a real estate company in Tokyo. It's the 2nd largest train station in Tokyo. There is Tokyo Station, and this big station is the real estate, and they own all of the property around the train station. They are right now building 3 high-rises as we are talking. So we have a partnership, a joint venture with them, with Mitsubishi Bank, with Sampo Insurance. In fact, November 10th, we are announcing the opening of Tokyo with 15 corporate partners. Then we're going to relaunch Singapore in January for FinTech and InsurTech. So a lot of activity is going on. And for some of you that you may not know, we also in the past year opened a 2nd office in Berlin for supply chain and logistics. We opened an office in Munich for retail, technology, and sort of brand and retail division. So we've been kind of busy. But I wanted to share with you a little case study. I have Tyson food here. The people from Tyson. I am really excited that you guys have opened a new lab for innovation, and we hope to really work closely together. But I wanted to use Mercedes as a case study. Mercedes became our partner, I would say, about 5 years ago. They have a Mercedes lab here in Sunnyvale, roughly 350 people. They just celebrated their 20-year anniversary to have the lab here. They are almost working on about 100 R&D projects. That there is like a 10, 15 people engineering team here. There is a team in Stuttgart, and Sajid, head of their development, spends 1 week a month here and 3 weeks in Stuttgart. And quite frankly, to be here 20 years, to work with Google for autonomous driving car and everything is absolutely necessary. But when Mercedes board of directors came to visit us 2 years ago, they say, Saeed, we have 70,000 engineers. Out of their 270,000 employees, they have 70,000 engineers. And actually, they consider themselves a engineering technology company more than an automotive company. But when they spent 4 hours here, we showed them 3 startups. Before they left, they invested in all 3. And they said, where the tire hits the road, it's here, not in our own lab across the street. Just if I can tell you, R&D is great, technology is great, but we feel the startups build technology at a different speed. Someone described it to me, it's like Mercedes is like an anchor ship sailing, and they do a great job. But the little speedboats sometimes can run circles around this big ship because they are more nimble, they work faster. And to Tyson and most of corporate people, it is an education to learn how to work with the speedboat, how to take their ideas and implement it in a big corporation and bring these fast, smart, intelligent ideas into a big corporation and implement it. And why I use Mercedes as an example, because it is quite hard to implement the technology in a car. Generally, it takes about 4 years after they approve a technology to put it inside the car. And we've been able to do it in Stuttgart in 100 days. 4 years versus 4 months. And we think every one of the corporates here can learn from this best practices of Mercedes and implement it in your company. So if you don't mind, I have an 8-minute video about the case study of Mercedes. Can we roll that?
Startup Audubon.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Startup Audubon. Woohoo!
Today's event is all about our 20+ startups that are pitching right now.
Please welcome your host here on stage, the chairman of the board of Daimler AG, Dr. Dieter Zetsche.
Stuttgart is the perfect match, bringing together OEMs in the car industry, suppliers, and universities and schools.
You know, it all started around 2012, actually, when we started working with Mercedes-Benz R&D North America. And, you know, their purpose here in Silicon Valley is really to work on various projects and interact with the Silicon Valley community. We weren't at all replacing what they were doing, but we were really augmenting their activities, giving them exposure to the startups that we were seeing, not only in Silicon Valley, but those that we were importing from Europe, Asia, etc. But they were having some challenges where they would travel to Berlin or to Silicon Valley and they would meet these amazing startups. The problem was they couldn't get their engineers to engage those startups at home in Stuttgart. In companies, most of the business units, most of the people are just focused on the next quarter. And they really fail to think about the bigger picture, the horizon. You can have a CEO that's talking about innovation in a very fluffy, high-level manner. You can have scouts all over the world who are really excited about these startups, but what we've learned is that deals die in the middle. It's really crucial that we have the business units deeply involved in this whole process. And so they commissioned us to come to Stuttgart and create Startup Audubon.
Never stop challenging. I think that's a good motto for a day like this with Startup Audubon. So what do we want to do? We want to bundle strengths to reach out and hopefully gain access to the best technologies around the world that we will put into our product and services.
This is a wonderful platform for all creative talents from Germany, Europe, and from all around the world.
We had a fantastic launch. We had 20 startups pitching. We chose 13 of them to go through the first cohort. It's a 3-month cohort where we connect startups with corporations, with investors, with thought leaders, with pitch polishing. The way we measure success is, can we help the startups raise money if they're looking for it? Can we help them secure pilots? And it was incredible. We chose 13 startups. At the time, Daimler was our only partner. And out of those 13 startups, Daimler did 15 pilots. We worked with, I think, 6 or 7 different business units. I've never seen this sort of interaction between the corporates and the startups before.
My name is Ronny Dumian. I'm working for Smart, we call Concept and Innovations.
My name is Dieter Feder and I work for Business Innovation at Daimler AG.
We came across Gauzy just before the start of the Startup Audubon program, and we took the chance to set up a common project with them.
We had a crazy idea in my department. We looked at, okay, what do we need to get this idea to the next level?
The project was about taking the Gauzy technology and making something more out of it, which could potentially be a use case for our vehicles.
The collaboration with Gauzy was beneficial to this extent that it's very, very fast, not only prototyping, but getting already certain level of technology to the next level, and also providing a little bit of a space for, let's call it, a positive coincidence.
Well, working with startups is certainly extremely agile and dynamic. And what's great about them is that they are focused and very dedicated towards projects and towards their technology.
Sometimes it's just the plausible solution and the speed that helps bringing a large company and a smaller company or startup together.
The conclusion up to now is that it seems to be a promising technology and can really be a customer use case inside our vehicles.
A good experience, and we're actually in the moment of trying to get all the parts through customs and getting them assembled.
Going into the second cohort, we decided to have 3 tracks. We wanted to keep the pilot track. We still wanted some of the startups to have a very clear value proposition so that we could have some quick wins and really engage the business units internally. But we also wanted to engage the university community. And so we had another track that we called the university or the pre-seed stage track. And these startups are more traditionally what you'd expect in an incubator or accelerator. But the problem is they don't have a very clear value proposition. But it was really nice to have them included and to build those relationships with the universities. Because what we find is as we engage those students in those universities, it educates the students that there's another option besides joining Daimler or Bosch upon graduation, that they could actually start a company. The third track that we did was the investment track, and these were for startups that were in our sweet spot. So our average ticket size for investing is about $100,000, euros, etc. And so we wanted to have 3 tracks covering a stage-agnostic program. The late-stage companies, the middle-stage companies for our investment, and the early stage companies to engage the local community and the universities.
Startup Audubon is not like any other program. They don't just want to show you off, and they don't want to just say we're working with these exciting startups. They actually want to build something. This is an opportunity to genuinely reach the decision makers. So basically my advice for a startup is do it.
In the second batch, we went from 1 partner, Daimler, to 6 partners, including HPE, BASF, and it was phenomenal. We ended up choosing 28 startups that went through the program. Of those 28 startups, we had well over 50 pilots committed by the different partners. And what I loved about it was that if Daimler committed to this many pilots, Porsche had to commit to that many pilots. And there was some competitive friction between the corporate partners. And frankly, they really learned a lot from each other in this whole process. And anything we can do to smooth the ability for corporations to engage startups and speed up that sales cycle, the better.
We started with 4 partners, and now we have an open platform which has 8 partners altogether, and I think it's a very good example for open innovation.
At Porsche, we really love competition, so we think the more partners we have on board, the better it is for the program. So please join Startup Audubon. We love to have you on board.
An open platform means having more corporates on board, which means having a more attractive program for the startups. And this is what we want, attracting the best startups worldwide to join Startup Audubon.
So that's the beauty of Startup Audubon. That's the access to a constant stream of such innovations. And this can really be integrated into our customer solutions. And we are really happy being part of that.
Now, the whole vision for this mobility program and going into this 3rd cohort is not only for startups to engage the local community in Stuttgart, but to also be able to come to Beijing and spend 3 months engaging the Chinese automotive industry, and then come to Silicon Valley and engage all the different partners that we have here. And so we're really building this global mobility network.
It is unbelievable to see this crowd here. Innovation happens everywhere, and if we connect them, it will be a bigger success and a better success. Thank you. Thank you so much, and sorry for some of the people who have seen this video, but I wanted to demonstrate that even the size of a company like Mercedes can work with startup and create value. And they also wanted to change the culture of the Mercedes business units, that they can be more agile, they can be more dynamic and do projects fast. After our expo, which was in February, they asked me, Saeed, you have to come back in 10 days. And I said, you know, this is Stuttgart. This is not like Palo Alto I have to come back to. But they kept insisting, and they chose 30 of their best suppliers in the world in different categories to nominate them, and then choose 10 the best supplier in the world. And quite frankly, I said, if I'm gonna win, I'm gonna come. If I'm not gonna win, it's a long way to Stuttgart. So I arrived there, and to much of my surprise, in the category of supplying innovation and technology, we won over Microsoft. So I can say something I never would have imagined it. So I went to the guy behind me who won for lighting. It was actually Hella, one of our corporate partners, and then another one was for supplier of logistic. And I said, how long you been supplying Mercedes? He told me 62 years. I said, how many of these awards have you won? He says, this is the first one. So it was actually quite an honor to win Technology or Innovation Supplier of the Year with Mercedes. And that gave us an idea that in each category, which we are here for new material and packaging, we give an award to the supplier that has shown the most agile and the most interest to work with startups, because quite frankly, it's not easy. So Omar, where are you? Can you join me on stage to give the corporate partner that has put the best effort forward in dealing with these crazy startups and actually getting value out of it? And the winner is?
Sherwin-Williams.
Can you say a few words, and then we would like to make a video afterward? No,
yeah, no. So absolutely, thank you very much. This is a great honor. So this has been a good journey for us. Sherwin-Williams has been part of the plug-and-play ecosystem for probably about 6 months now, and it's been a great experience. Some takeaways for us are that I don't think there's any place else we could go where we could have this breadth of technical expertise or knowledge or some of the biggest heavy hitters in all the industries. So this is the place to be if you want to look at innovation. And one of the greatest benefits too is working with all the startups. And I look at where I am in my career and where Sherwin-Williams is, and we're very much in pay-it-forward mode, right? And if any corporate wants to be successful, or companies want to be successful, we have to reach out and we have to help the startups. So I think Plug and Play is a great facilitator.
Maybe in that. 1 minute about Sherwin-Williams that they might not know.
Yeah, absolutely. So and I'll be talking in a few minutes to give a little bit more detail, but Sherwin-Williams is right now the #1 largest paint and coatings manufacturer globally, upwards of 15.5 billion sales. Folks may know the stores where you could go and buy architectural paint. So it's great to be a partner with Plug and Play.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Alex. Thank you very much.
So I will turn it back to you. Thank you. you, everybody.
A great round of applause for Said. It's always a pleasure having him on stage and sharing his insights. Going back to the new materials program, first of all, I would like to thank our anchor partners. We have ExxonMobil in the house, Sherwin-Williams, PepsiCo, Henkel, and I'm just going a blank here. The fifth one is SC Johnson. And also we have our ecosystem partners, 7 of them here, Tetra Pak, Dow, USG. Again, it's just going black. The Clorox company, and you know what? I'm just gonna pull out my phone. I was ready for this. Okay, Dyson, Vitro, and also Avery Dennison. So we would like to. I would like to get a round of applause for all of our corporate partners in the new materials and packaging program, which actually moves the program forward. And we have a lot of things that we're planning. So our current batch number 4, is graduating today. So we're extremely excited about this. But before the startups start their pitches and get your votes on it, I would like to acknowledge once again Sherwin-Williams, and they have been a great partner with us. The journey has been really short, actually. It's been only 6 months. They've been a partner with us. And as we saw it on the video with startup Audubon, one of the things that one of the engineers, innovation engineers at Mercedes-Daimler said, startups are extremely agile and dynamic. So they need very agile and dynamic companies like Sherwin-Williams to be able to push the innovation forward. One of the reasons why Sherwin-Williams receiving the corporate award today is because Alex has been a great champion, and he has aligned his entire business divisions at Sherwin-Williams, along with the collaboration of Plug and Play. They have given us absolute tasks to deliver. So, which actually makes my and my team's jobs a lot easier. So I would like to thank Sherwin-Williams one more time. And also I would like to welcome Alex Fansor, the Associate Director of the Open Innovation Center at Sherwin-Williams, back on stage to deliver today's keynote speech. Alex? and we have your tasks. Everything is covered so far. So in the new going back to the new materials and packaging program, as Alex said, there's a lot of great things happening in the building material space as well as in the packaging space. I mean, my former employer was a building materials company that I got to learn a glimpse of the building science. So I'm a scientist by training, so when you talk about technology, I get goosebumps. So it's always the case. And I did not know that building science was such a broad field, and that actually required a lot of efforts to optimize that the three corners of a triangle: air, thermal, and moisture management. So I see that there's a lot of demand in the space, and we're going to be starting with batch number 5 and batch number 6. We're going to be focusing closely on building material space, packaging, as well as plastics. And if you look at our program, so current trends that we're looking at are some of the material substitutes. So switching to biomaterials and eco-friendly materials from carbon-based polymers, metals, ceramics and glass, which is another focus area, adhesives and coatings, chemicals, building materials, and some of the electronics, hardware, consumer electronics are really hot topics, along with digital printing. So with that said, now, again, it's showtime. Now it's for our startups to shine. And we have 10 startups that will be pitching in the next an hour and 20 minutes or so, that everybody has worked tremendously hard to get their pilot studies, to get their proof of concepts with our corporates. And not only with the corporates in the new materials and packaging program, but also in our sister verticals as well. So when you look at it, new materials and packaging belongs into a 4 vertical program, which I call the sister verticals: food and beverage, supply chain, and retail. So, and you will be hearing that we will be organizing events for these 4 verticals specifically in the future, because at Plug and Play, we love to provide end-to-end service from the manufacturers all the way to the customers. So stay tuned on that one as well. So with that said, I would like to invite our first startup from batch number 4, and the founder, Jill Foos from Cinder Bio. A fun fact about her is I love it when a technologist has also an artsy side. So about Jill, a quick note is she toured New England with a steel drum band. So she's got that artistic side too that she could talk about after her pitch. I would like to also remind you that the Brella Up is at your fingertips to schedule not only with startups, but as Alex said, peer-to-peer talking and sharing best practices from the corporate is something that we thrive for at Plug and Play, and we definitely encourage you for. And also for our startups, please do not forget to vote on Lineup R. So with that said, I'd like to invite our first startup founder from Cinder Bio, Jill.
Hi, my name is Jill Foos, and I'm a co-founder and the CTO of Cinder Bio, and we make extreme enzymes for industry. So this is a typical dairy processing plant with lots of equipment that gets gunked up with milk, fats, and proteins and needs to be cleaned every day. This cleaning process is time-consuming and uses a lot of harsh chemicals. Dairy is only 7% of the beverage industry, but uses 42% of the cleaning chemicals. And dairy is very concerned about food safety, with many recent devastating recalls due to listeria contamination. So they're looking for a better cleaning solution, and we think our enzymes are that solution. So enzymes are specific biological machines that break down or build up biological materials. In this case, the biomaterials are proteins, sugars, and fats. But enzymes require certain conditions to work. And what differentiates our enzymes is that they work in very hot water and very acidic conditions. And this is different from any of the other industrial enzymes out there. So where their enzymes say ouch, our enzymes say yay. And that's because our enzymes come from volcanic hot springs, like this magnificent one in Yellowstone National Park, where biology has spent 3 billion years developing enzymes that are naturally heat and acid stable. We spent over 10 years of research developing a technology to be able to make enzymes that retain their natural heat and acid stability. We did this because they have the potential to replace harmful chemicals in many industries. They're a sustainable natural product, and they can save time in many applications. And our enzymes blow away the competition. They work at 30 degrees Celsius, hotter conditions, and over 2.5 pH units lower than market-leading formulations of enzymes. And this is a time-lapse video of one of our fat-cutting enzymes chewing up one of the fats found in butter. So I hope you can see that the tube with the plus sign is clearing, and this is the enzyme chewing up the fat. And this is exactly what happens in cleaning. So we took our enzymes out to a local creamery and tested their ability to clean milk proteins off of membranes, and saw a huge advantage for our enzymes, saving 31% time while saving water. And for this creamery, they estimated that by using our product, they would be able to add more production runs per day without additional capital costs, which is huge for this industry. And this industry itself is huge. Last year, the US produced over 200 billion pounds of milk. So we have the team to take this to market. We're all out of Berkeley Lab. Steve and Adam are inventors on our licensed patent out of the lab, and I'm the principal investigator on a phase 2 SBIR from the National Science Foundation. So I hope I've convinced you that enzymes from volcanic hot springs can have a huge impact on the dairy processing industry, but dairy is really just the beginning for us. Once we tackle dairy, we can move on to the adjacent food processing industry and many other markets, unlocking growth for our business. So we've enjoyed all of the conversations we've had here with partners, and we're looking forward to continuing those conversations as well as talking to investors. We're Cinder Bio. We make extreme enzymes for industry. Thank you, and thank you, Plug and Play.
Thank you very much, Jill. It was a pleasure to have you in our graduating class. So the next startup is Noble Environmental Technologies. And a fun fact about Jay Potter is he wants to play with your waste.
Thank you, Plug and Play, and thank you all of you for taking the time out of your day to be here. Couple quick things. How many of you are aware that in the next 10 years, the middle-class population of our planet is going to double? I mean, most of us in America think we're not really going to be faced with that, but we are. And this is what's taking place in the world. Everybody here, I would imagine, now believes that sustainability is now something that is monetizable. Every company is going to have to pay attention to it and do something about it. Everybody agree with that? Okay, so what Noble Environmental does, we invented the eCore technology in partnership with the USDA's Forest Products Lab. And over an 8-year period of time, we were able to figure out how to design and create fiber alloys without the need of a binder from a nearly limitless amount of cellulose fiber, virtually anything. So here's the population growth. I think you guys, some of you knew that, but when you start to look at these statistics and what has to happen in order to meet these demands, it's pretty frightening, which means that there's a rather significant increase in cost coming to all of us at some point in time. In the last year and a half, we've done a lot of analysis and worked with a lot of companies. One of the other biggest problems is, where does all the waste go? Nobody wants a landfill in their backyard. They don't work. It's not productive. It's not efficient. And we've had the opportunity in the last year and a half to meet with a number of really special companies and in order to build something. And I don't know if this is going to play or not. Nope. Anyway, this would have been a short video from Ellen MacArthur Foundation, which is really the leader in what's called the circular economy, which is about creating closed-loop opportunities within ecosystems. So in the last year and a half, we've been able to partner with, maybe examples are the best case that everybody needs here. In the last year and a half, we've partnered with the world's second largest brewery, and we've been able to take their waste stream and convert it into their promotional products, display products, and now we're even working on a whole line of packaging products. We can actually take their waste and convert it at a lower price in creating applications where we're displacing corrugate. I hope you understand what that means. We can literally convert materials, waste materials, for less than $150 a ton. This is very important to big companies who are saddled with a tremendous amount of materials. We have focused on what we consider the lowest hanging fruit, which is really into the display and sign material, but we have now been pulled into dozens and dozens of applications within the built environment, which is really the highest and best use for this type of material. We can literally design fiber alloys to application. We can make a material that is 130% denser than MDF and is 100% recyclable. For those of you focused on the built environment, this is something that's very important because most of our landfills are filled with construction debris. We're greener, we're stronger, we're safer, and most importantly, we're making companies money. We need money to obviously extend our growth. Within the next week, we expect from that global brewer to have a purchase order for in excess of $8 million. We're very excited by that, but that's just from one of the 400 operating companies within that entity. We've done the same thing with a major airport in Europe, where we've taken their miscanthus and their Tetra Pak boxes from their 65 million visitors and converted it into their construction material, which going forward will replace every stick of plywood that they had planned on using on their $500 million expansion. We can just, again, at the end of the day, it's about doing something less expensive and providing a better material. I don't know if this will play either. Nope. Well, anyway. Ours is about disruption. We're about replacing the incumbents with disruptive innovations like many of our friends from Netflix to Airbnb. I guess I won't say Uber because they're in so much trouble. Instagram, Amazon, these are all companies that have replaced old with new. We have some very, obviously, large markets to focus on. Give me one hundredth of 1%, and any investor that works with us is probably going to be ecstatic for a long time. We're working on all of these markets. We have obviously lots of customers. Most of the ones that you see here have basically just done demonstration projects with us, but now it's time for us to focus. We're looking for good investment partners. We're looking for good strategic partners, like our friend here, Sherwin-Williams. I love your speech, by the way. That's spot on with what we're trying to do. We need help, and I'm hoping you people can help us. We've done, again, lots of things. We are producing every day. This is commercially proven. We have a plant. We're building 2 more. We're really in the thick of things right now, and we need some help. We have products out in the market today with Hunter Douglas and 3Form. We have entire communities and municipalities looking to build these on their recycling centers throughout Europe. Whoops, that's your brewer, but we're not supposed to have that in here. But small company. Nevertheless, I hope I can meet some of you afterwards. We're excited to continue this adventure. We're on the threshold of actually being able to make some real money, and I hope that that's what attracts some additional investment dollars. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. So next up is Aircross, Chris. So I like Chris for 2 reasons. One of them is he's very open-minded. Whatever you throw at him, he comes back, punching. And then the other one is he's always available. He was one of those startups that maybe got the most benefit out of our accelerator program here. He can tell you this, like, how many times have I pulled you into unexpected deal flows? Yeah, way too many times, and every time he was available. So we really appreciate your dedication. I'll let him speak more about his technology.
Hi, everyone. So a few years ago, I tried to figure out a way where we can remove air pollution from the air without creating greenhouse gases in the process, because besides being a chemist, I'm also an environmental engineer, and the environment is very important to me. So I actually created a new type of artificial photosynthesis where we could reverse engineer polymers and transform air pollution into beneficial molecules. And we're able to do this by harnessing the energy of the air pollutant to power the reaction, which originally came from sunlight. And the air pollutant that we transform is ground level ozone. It's the primary ingredient in smog, the #1 air pollutant in the US, and there's a lot more information on that in the American Lung Association. And around the world, it's probably the #2 air pollutant, and there's information on that with the World Health Organization. So what are the implications of this technology? So imagine if every surface in this hospital room actually created its own disinfectants all the time. So our technology can do that. So we transform the air pollution when it comes in contact with the surface with our polymers, and we can actually create one of the most powerful disinfectants there is, and do it in a non-toxic way. We're talking to some of the largest skincare and cosmetic companies because we have the only technology that can actually allow you to create molecules on you while you wear the product. So it's the most personalized skincare experience because how many molecules are created on you depends on your exact location and your exact needs. So to give you an example, we can activate vitamin D through the air. You know, we can transform, break apart the ozone molecule. Half of it forms an anti-acne molecule, the other half an anti-inflammatory. So there's a lot of fun things we could do with it and a lot of marketable things as well. So not only can we target, you know, air pollution in the air and oxidative chemical reactions, but we can actually control reactive oxygen species and solutions too. So we're currently in discussions with a professor of pathology at UCSD who focuses on cancer biology. So our technology can react with reactive oxygen species and solutions. So for example, cancer cells, they're very active. You know, cancer spreads very quickly. What that means is they require a lot of energy. And another way of thinking of that is they create a lot of energy byproducts, chemical byproducts, and they're very reactive. So if you could target the chemical byproducts from these high energy cells, not just cancer, but any inflammatory disease, you could potentially target a lot of diseases. And if you can activate your medications from these reactions, the big implications. So the person at UCSD, he thinks our technology will work. We do too. He's ready to begin testing. And of course, as a startup, funding is always an issue, right? So once we get some funding and be able to make some of our pro drugs, he's ready to begin testing. But anyways, we have a lot of applications. Thank you, Plug and Play, for the amazing three months. It's been amazing. Thank you for all the corporations and your valuable feedback over the 3 months. And especially Tulsi, Lauren, and Omar for all your hard work. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Chris. So next up is Peter Boyd from Nanohydrophobics. Maybe I'll just leave him to talk about how he started his business from an almost empty ketchup bottle.
Okay, I'm Peter Boyd from Nanohydrophobics, and our business is developing coatings to solve very expensive industrial problems. Our first coating is designed to improve the efficiency of heat exchangers in factories, to save them money, reduce their energy consumption, and to lower their carbon footprint. It's an expensive problem that we're dealing with. Our coating solves the mineral scaling problem, which costs industry about $40 billion a year, wastes $3 billion in energy, and if you're worried about it, 1% of US greenhouse gases. It's a natural, worldwide, recurring problem. And basically, our technology works like Teflon on steroids. And basically, it stops minerals from attaching to heat transfer surfaces. So if you remember that, Teflon on steroids, you'll get the idea of what we're talking about. We are just beginning in 2018 to move into our first commercial market which is the plate segment of the $19 billion a year heat exchanger market. And that one segment is worth about $450 million of potential revenue to nanohydrophobics. We've done a lot working with PNP, and I want to tell you about our acceleration to commercialization and what we've accomplished. First, we have gotten our first strategic investment, which has led us to research space we badly needed. And with that space, we've installed our industrial coating application process, and it's about 99% resolved. So we've taken the risk off the table for that part of our business. And it'll also serve as our coating facility for the first stages of our commercialization process. In addition to that, we've developed an accelerated testing system that will help us optimize our chemistry faster. We've also extended our CRADA with the Department of Defense and expanded our team with an additional person, a material scientist. So we now have 5 full-time employees, 2 part-time employees. We've got a test skid that we designed and built with remote IIoT monitoring, so we can show and demonstrate the difference in performance between heat exchangers that are coated and those that are not. And that system has been deployed into our first pilot program last month at an industrial location in Salt Lake City. That test is ongoing. We're also talking with Bangchak Energy from Thailand, who we met here, and others about developing pilots in those locations. Also, we have strong OEM relationships that we're building with Alfa Laval and SPX Flow. Finally, we've granted our first patent. So there's 3 things we need help in. Number 1, we're looking for more test sites using this test skid, which is a way of providing the kind of data, the performance data. Number 2, we're looking for industry partners to take our technology to market. And 3, finally, we are raising $1 million, which the National Science Foundation will grant us they'll match it 50 cents on the dollar for $500,000, which will be the funds we need to commercialize and take our technology to market. So I'd like to say thank you to all of the PNP people that have helped us so much, particularly Tulsi, Waze. There's so many of them. So I'd just like to say thank you very much, and hopefully you'll come by our booth and meet our team who is all here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Peter. Before I invite our next startup to the stage, I would like to take a minute with all of you and go to the link for you to vote for the startups. So that's actually written on the back of your badge. It's the first link. It's bit.ly/PNP Fall Summit. So we would really appreciate it if you keep voting. So next up is Neelam Vaidya from Vertiscam.
Hello, my name is Neelam Vaidya. I am the co-founder and CEO of Vertiscam. We are building the most powerful software, big data, AI platform for evaluating the toxicity of products and ingredients. This is our team. After 2 successful startups, this is my 3rd company. I have over 30 years of experience in both biotech and high tech. And our CTO, along with the advisors, have deep expertise in the machine learning, SaaS, big data technologies. And our key advisor, David Constable, he's a world-known expert in toxicity measurements. With recent government regulations, litigation risk, as well as the cost reduction focus, there is an immediate critical need for toxicity evaluation of not just the end product, but also the starting material. Pharmaceutical companies have been able to save up to $50 million per product per year by focusing on the toxicity early on, and have also realized that they can avoid late-stage risks. For consumer industries, one of the biggest concern is having to use the complex formulations with that without knowing the full information about the toxicity. Imagine the toxic chemical list as an iceberg. So far, only the tip of the iceberg is known, and the manufacturers constantly worry about the litigation risk and having to change the manufacturing process as the new chemicals get identified as toxic. And this is where we are helping. We have built the world's largest toxicity database with over 90 million chemicals and 2.4 billion properties, and can also evaluate toxicity of the new molecules. We are developing the products that can do the evaluation of chemicals, formulations, and processes, so that the scientists can identify high-risk drug targets, define sustainable processes, and avoid late-stage changes. For consumer industries, the suppliers and manufacturers can use this platform to accurately evaluate the toxicity of complex formulations. Having the ingredient information, we can also do the toxicity evaluation of the multiple mixtures. Our addressable market is 770 million thousand seeds with over 1.5 billion market per year. And we already have launched our first product with key customers, and we are looking for seed funds and would love to talk to you further. Here is my address. We have been recognized by United Nations as one of the most innovative company that influences sustainability. And I'd like to thank Plug and Play. This was one of the best decisions we have made to join this team. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Neelam. Next up, we have EcoCatalyst, Ramesh Srinivasan. So he would like to play with your trash. So it's also one of my passions, recycled materials. So if any of you is interested in recycled materials, Ramesh is your guy.
Thank you, thank you, Plug and Play, for the opportunity, and thanks to all of you. It is amazing, isn't it, how much e-waste alone gets accumulated on an annual basis. You can only imagine what that would be if we put all the other products, not only the e-waste materials. So what is preventing us from unlocking the value that's in the waste? Would anyone venture to make a guess? Well, it's economics, stupid. Well, let me see if I can unpack it for you. Recyclers are manufacturers who want to take products back and make something out of that. On the one hand, they're paying for materials to take them back. In some cases, they get paid. And then you have the costs in the middle, and then you have the price at which you sell them in the marketplace. This is kind of how it falls, right? So one of the key decisions they make is what is the price at which they should take the product back from the customer. And that's where EcoCatalyst helps. We spoke to a number of customers, companies, manufacturers, recyclers, as well as retailers. And the biggest factor that they all talked about critical for their success is how do we make the economics work? And in particular, how do we price the materials that we take back from the consumers or companies that use their products? Now, when the prices for the commodities in the marketplace go up, they have the luxury of pricing their inbound materials down because the commodity material markets go up. But if the commodity markets go down, they are forced to increase the prices on the incoming materials. Now, you can see how the problem can get really difficult if they have lots of materials for which they need to price, and the commodity markets is all over the place. So the pricing of incoming materials, whether you are a recycler or whether you are a product company like Apple wanting to take the product back, or whether you are a Thermo Fisher wanting to get the equipment back, the pricing is an important decision. And that's where EcoCatalyst enables optimized pricing. And Zanker Recycling, right in San Jose, is our customer. And their process has lots of multiple products in and out. And the key decision is how to make profit in the business they do in terms of pricing the incoming materials, and also increase the recyclability rate. And EcoCatalyst is looking for industrial pilot customers and funding. And thank you, and look forward to talking to you. And this is the team.
Thank you, Ramesh. Next up is Pulpworks. Paul Tesner. We're really proud that he recently gave a TED Talk, and it went live on October 16th. So make sure to check him out, and make sure to vote. Thank you.
Good morning. We are Pulpworks, designers and manufacturers of sustainable packaging for consumer goods, comprised entirely of waste, paper and agricultural waste. My partner, Elena Olivari, and I brought over 60 years of experience to this venture. I'm not bragging, we're just old. And more about our experience later. Later means about a minute from now. So quickly, we were launched in 2011 in response to the worldwide plastic pollution crisis, which persists today. We are entirely self-funded. We have zero debt, and we've doubled our revenues every year. Last year, we quadrupled our revenues. We have several marquee customers. I'm sure you recognize some names. We outsource our manufacturing to 6 partners worldwide, who in turn source their raw materials from local waste. Internally, we manage sales and marketing, design, and supply chain. Last year, we were granted a patent for our CartaPack, which is a completely compostable replacement for what I hope all of you have come to despise, the plastic blister pack. And here's a look at some other packages that we've created in recent times. This is from reclaimed cotton, reclaimed sugarcane waste, bagasse, for food packaging, pizza, store fixtures for anthropology, and also for international clients in the Netherlands, in Tunisia, in India, and finally, electronic packaging in Norway. We've been featured in the press over 40 times, and we've won more than 20 awards for our work. And yes, I'm proud to say that this year I was asked to give a TED Talk on this very subject. So if you have any doubts or need confirmation that sustainable packaging is extremely timely, extremely relevant issue, please consider this. My TED Talk did go online at TED.com 9 days ago. As of this morning, over 640,000 people had clicked in to watch my talk. While preparing for that talk, I learned an interesting fact. older entrepreneurs like Elena and I, or mostly like me, I don't want to deal with this later, so. older entrepreneurs have a 70% success rate launching new ventures. I really didn't know that, and I wonder how many people do. That drops off to less than half that rate for younger entrepreneurs. So 70% success rate is pretty spectacular. Do you know who else has a 70% success rate? You're going to hate hearing this. The Golden State Warriors. So who wouldn't bet on the Golden State Warriors? Thank you.
Thank you to Lauren and Plug and Play.
Yes.
Well, I have to say I am not betting on Golden State Warriors. You know that, Alex, right? We're going to a Cavs game this fall, this winter. Definitely before the playoffs. Anyways, thank you very much, Paul, and congratulations on your TED Talk. I'm pretty sure the audience will be checking it out. So we'll just update on the views later today. So next up we have is Rick Lockett from Paralytics. Unfortunately, we had a change in the schedule, and BioBand could not be here with us, but based on the blurb, if any of you would like to have an introduction to him, we would be more than happy to do so.
So maybe that means I get 6 minutes, huh? Hi. So I'm here to talk to you about water. Thank you, Alex, for earlier introducing water as such an important topic. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. Water is an issue that water contamination is an issue that's not going away. And most of us realize that water is an important thing as we drink it every day. And our body happens to be composed of nearly 60% water. So it's hard to run away from water as a key component and frankly, in our own survival. There's lots of statistics about water issues, but what I'd like to highlight is the fact that it's not just drinking water. It's also industrial water treatment, manufacturing process. There's all sorts of issues around water that are important. So what we do is we use photocatalysis, which is a technology that's been around for years, to treat water. And this is an advanced oxidation process that through the use of light energy, meaning either sunlight or LEDs, creates hydroxyl radicals in water, which are extremely powerful oxidants, and they destroy pathogens, chemicals, pesticides, all sorts of volatile organic compounds. Behind me, you'll see a list of some of those. There are literally hundreds that have been tested over the years. And hydroxyl radicals literally break chemical bonds. So we do not create a waste stream. We don't create a disposal issue. And we do not waste water in our process. It's a 100% pass-through process. And this is important because, as we said, water is a scarce resource that we all need to survive. The big breakthrough for us recently this year has been we've developed our own photocatalyst material. And this has driven our costs down tremendously, as much as 80% on that material. It's also allowed us to consider applications that we were never viable in before, both from a cost perspective and a flexibility of material design point of view. This has been a huge leap forward for us and has opened a tremendous amount of doors. The other thing I would mention is that LEDs have continued to advance, and we use those in several of our products, including our shield system, to power the reaction. So the LEDs are our substitute for sunlight. The light energy drives that photocatalytic reaction. And though the advancements in LEDs have driven efficiencies for us as well. We're on our 5th generation of the shield and our 3rd generation of the solar bag product. The solar bag is a 3-liter treatment device that you put in the sun and you can create safe drinking water. By the way, available on Amazon. We also do, this year and going forward, we're developing modular-based systems which are flexible in size, can go as small as this or as large as this, to attack different applications, including source water, process water, discharge, etc. We have a lot of partners. Most of these have been signed up within the last year. Many are international customers in distributors in market that are just getting started. We have a strong pipeline, several of which have come from interactions here, and I'm happy to say that. And we have a network of future targets that have already expressed interest. One of our business models as well is doing joint development, where we work with the partner to integrate our technology. This is an example of something we're working on today, where they're using both sunlight and LEDs in a treatment process. This is a major water company out of Israel. We have a strong leadership that has experience in this segment and also experience with successful technology commercialization and exits. We have a good technical advisory board. We're mainly focused on engineering, so we bring in experts in microbiology and chemistry and environmental science to help us with these applications and ensure that we're on task. We are looking for strategic partners. No better place than here to expand over the next 12 to 18 months to fully exploit these opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. So next up we have Benny Pearman from SynMatter. Benny? Oh, by the way, he has 3 kidneys. Ask him why.
So when we signed up for this, we're supposed to put out a fun fact. My fun fact is I have 3 kidneys. It's not a joke. I got them when I was born, so I didn't have one implanted. But unfortunately, the way they're laid out, I can't share. My name, as said, is Benny Pearman. I'm the Chief Business Officer and Lead Scientist for SynMatter. And we at SynMatter are all about using smart particles to solve problems. Problems such as corrosion. We all know corrosion. We have cars, we've seen bridges, and in my case, I experienced corrosion when I had to replace the irrigation pump at my house in Florida last year. So corrosion is a pervasive problem. So how do we deal with it? Well, the first step to protecting metals from corrosion is to coat them. You paint them and protect them from the environment. However, coatings are inevitably going to get damaged during operation, which exposes the metal to oxygen, water, and salts, which leads to further corrosion. This is where SynMatter comes in. We are using a NASA technology to create smart particles, which are inorganic microparticles that contain active chemical compounds. These smart particles are inert and can be easily incorporated into coatings on metals. When the coating is damaged and the onset of corrosion triggers the release of the corrosion inhibitors from the microparticles. These corrosion inhibitors move to the metal surface and provide further protection. As I said, this is based on NASA technology, and this technology was developed by the founder, CEO, and chief scientist of SynMatter, Jun Zhang. She worked at NASA Kennedy Space Center in the Corrosion Technology Lab, where she developed this new approach to creating triggered release smart particles. I'm a chemist by training, and I worked with her to analyze and improve this technology at NASA. Based on the strength of this technology and the patent that NASA has filed, June founded SynMatter, and last year I joined her in an effort to turn this into a commercial product. I've talked a lot about corrosion protection because that's the first and main application this technology was developed for. But it's a delivery system, so it has many potential applications, including corrosion detection coatings. Instead of corrosion inhibitors, the smart particles contain corrosion indicators. When corrosion occurs, the indicators are released, change the color of the coating, and now you know where and to what extent corrosion is occurring underneath the surface. Another application is anti-biofouling coatings, where the coating prevents the growth of bioorganisms on its surface. But it doesn't have to just be these 3 applications. Whenever you need an active chemical compound delivered into a matrix, we have a potential solution. It doesn't have to be inhibitors or indicators. It can be a wide variety of chemicals, including catalysts, polymers, curing agents, and many others. And it doesn't have to just be coatings. It can be plastics, resins, adhesives, and many others. So what we offer is a way to deliver active chemical compounds into matrices and to trigger their release due to a change in the environment. Our key, what we are looking for right now is industry partners to test our current formulations and to also develop new materials to expand our technology to other applications. And with that, I want to thank you. I want to thank the P&P team for having us here, and I hope to speak to you all so we can solve corrosion and many other problems together. Thank you.
Thank you, Benny. So with that said, this was our last startup in the new materials and packaging, but please remain seated because I'm going to be handing over the mic to our international team, to my colleagues, Christian and Megan. Please vote for our startups, and they will be doing demos in the game room momentarily. So thank you very much for everybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the international showcase portion of Plug and Play's Fall Summit. My name is Megan Ramies, and this is my colleague Christian Knifer. Together, we run what we believe is one of the most exciting and enriching accelerator programs at Plug and Play, the international program. Concurrently with our 13 vertically themed corporate innovation platforms, we offer a public sector facing program where we work with government agencies in different countries to source the most promising startups from around the world and bring them to Plug and Play for a 3-month acceleration program that is specifically dedicated to the needs of an international entrepreneur.
So yes, as Megan mentioned, we are the government-facing team at Plug and Play. We work with governments around the world. We launched this program in 2009 with the Canadian government, and since then we've accelerated over 500 startups in 35 countries around the world. So we're very passionate about this program. We believe that entrepreneurs around the world, no matter where their country of origin, should have access to this amazing ecosystem at Plug and Play and the rich resources in Silicon Valley. So we believe that this holds true whether you're from Pakistan or Poland, Pittsburgh or Paris. So with that, we are really excited to introduce the talented startups that we have for you today from Korea, Brazil, and Poland. So with that, why don't we get things started and kick things off with our first startup, Minds Lab. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sun, Director of Minds Lab. Minds Lab provides artificial intelligence enterprise solution for customer service management. In most customer service center, agents perform the service in manual way. Because of these manual inputs, there are delayed, missing, and wrong customer service. We have the best solution to this problem. Our AI listens to all of the calls, transcribe automatically, detect and categorize the issue, and send a report very quickly with highest accuracy in the market. And also our AI find the answer and send the solution to agent screen in real time during the call. We can reduce call length and the number of incoming calls. Right now, our AI processes more than 40,000 customer service data sources in Samsung Electronics, our first US customer. They have been our customers. Minds Lab has shown the excellent result. Minds Lab was established 2014. We made $10 million in revenue this year. We have raised $8.5 million from Korean investors since 2015. On Forbes Asia, we were featured one of the top 10 Korean startups, and we are the official vendor of Samsung now. Taejun Yu is CEO and founder. We have currently 85 AI professionals, of which 60 are engineers. We have 10 offices. We are developing in Korea, and we want to get a chance in sales and marketing in US and call center service in Philippines. We want to combine our AI with call center that we acquired in Philippines recently to provide the best AI call center business process outsourcing service. Now I need your help. I need to find anyone who has the connection with insurance company, telecommunication company, bank, or call center BPO business. We are always open to partnering with other companies for indirect sales opportunity. And I'm so happy to hear today, and I believe our solution makes me happy, makes us happy. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Sun. Next, we have Chris from SpryFit.
Hi, everyone. Data is hard right now, especially when it comes to health and fitness. Even at this moment, we generate tons of fitness data, but most of it just sits there, unused, latent, and useless. Hi, my name is Chris. I'm the co-founder of SpryFit. I'm here today because we are opening our seed round, and we are looking for corporate partners. 67% of people with a gym membership, which is about 60 million people in the United States, never go to the gym. As SpryFit, we wanted to solve this lack of motivation problem and try to figure out what is it that makes you move. The answer is money, the best motivator in this world. According to the research done by Duke University and Mayo Clinic, people get strong motivation for their diet when money reward is given. Another research from University of Pennsylvania says losing money works better than cash reward for encouraging your healthy habits. So losing money, cash reward. Are you getting it? SpryFit is a fitness gaming platform with a cash reward which let users bet on their fitness. As SpryFit, you put your money up front, you exercise, not to lose your money. What's nice is that if you achieve your fitness goals like walking 10,000 steps per day for 3 weeks, you get your entry fee back plus extra cash reward coming from the people who fail. Does it really work in reality? Yes, it does. Our users have the highest success rate in achieving their fitness goals compared to the users in other fitness apps. Obviously, SpryFit benefits you. But what about SpryFit? What about investors? Here is our business model, which is simple but a strong cash flow generating model. SpryFit collects an entry fee from each user and charges our commission. Let's say if the entry fee is $40, we make $6 per person per game. This is incredible. What we've created turns everyone with a credit card into our revolutionary platform. Since our launch back in March, we've got over 2,000 paid transactions with an average payment of $20. What's nicer is that 84% of our users are coming back to us and paying us for their second, third, even seventh game. Now we are generating $3 per person as our revenue. In addition to that, there's a huge potential opportunity with a potential partner such as insurance company, consumer product, and employee wellness program. As SpryFit, we provide AI solution to protect our users from cheaters, and we employ behavioral economics to make our users stick to our service. In fitness space, the competitive element is very important. But yet, behavioral economics has not made its way into fitness space, and now we are changing that. And that's what makes us unique in this crowded market. Here's my teammates. Victor is the CEO of SpryFit, as a developer and a professional designer. He used to work for Intel. Jejun has 10 years of experience as a full-stack developer, and I myself used to work as an investment analyst at a long-short equity hedge fund on Wall Street. Ladies and gentlemen, as SpryFit, we are changing the way you exercise. Again, we are looking for seed investors and corporate partners. Guys, it's time to bet on your fitness. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Chris. And I do have to point out, I am a user of the SpryFit app already. There is a free option for those of you who, like me, are afraid to be in the failing category and losing your money. So definitely try it out with the free challenges for sure. So next up, we've got Charlie from Blueprint Lab, a 3D printing solution. So please welcome Charlie.
Hi, I'm Charlie Shin, CEO at Blueprint Lab. We are simplifying the 3D printing exercise. I'm a big fan of Lego and 3D printing. A few years ago, I wanted to print Lego figures. But buying a 3D printer is expensive, and finding a 3D printer is difficult. Even using the software is hard, and you need to know about all these jargons: XYZ axis, slicing, and FDM. So wouldn't it be great if anyone could easily print the object of their dream? Here's the answer. We are making one-stop service for 3D printing, and we are providing 3D model library. We have a browser-based 3D modeling software, and we plan on referring to printing service through collaboration with 3D printing service providers such as UPS, TechShop. Our strategy is look for partners here in Silicon Valley for printing service. We are talking with universities, libraries, and file sharing sites. And also, we are thinking about 3D printer sharing model, listing up nearby 3D printer owners and connecting users to them. We are getting revenue from two different sources. The first one is subscription for using our online 3D modeling software. The other one is the printing referral fee. We are going to charge 10% fee when users print a model through our marketplace. We completed our beta program for several months. We have over 1,200 users from more than 50 countries, so this attracts a global market. We are a tech startup. I have many experience in tech and MBA from the US. Amy, our designer, is teaching industrial design at Jungwon University in Korea. So we are looking for seed investment for R&D and the marketing. So we are asking $1 million for convertible lot, and we are Blueprint Lab. We are simplifying the 3D printing experience. So if you are interested in our space, please come and talk to me at the break. Thank you.
Thanks, Charlie. Next, we have June with InnoPlay Lab.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jun, and I'm co-founder of InnoPlay Lab. The fourth industrial revolution is here, and it's centered AI and IoT, and it is completely transforming the way we live and work. It is innovation of combinations of technologies. So we are expecting that those technologies will solve our social problems, such as increasing in single household, dual-income families, and aging populations. Then, what is ideal device for them? My answer is social robot. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to introduce you to iGenie. It's more emotional, versatile, and mobile compared to any other devices. Moreover, we are going to provide as a platform. Our platform is built on open source technologies that enables third parties build various types of services on it. And also we have our own robot OS, SDK, and machine learning AI. For those reasons, our value propositions are low price, easy to customize, modular system, and provide end-to-end solutions. Now it's time to show you how iGenie assists you and care your families. Yeah, it looks like a pet, smart, friendly, and playful. He can move around your home, face detection. Yeah, he can control your home appliances using IoT, an auto charging system. Yeah, he can be your lovely robot pet. right? Yeah, he said right. Okay, our business model is B2B to C. Our revenue will come from two sources. One, sell the platform. The other, revenue share with service partners from a service charge. Later on, enlarge our go-to-market partners and build application ecosystems, which will create additional revenue. We in the Play Lab established in 2014, and we've got some remarkable results. We have raised our funding and won the Red Dot Design Awards. Those are attractions to commercialize in Korea, Thailand, and France. Yeah, and I'm here, I'm looking for distribution partners and content partners. Please give him more intelligence with your contents. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you believe that the social robot will change our life, please contact me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, June. So our next company, I was delighted to find out, is going to be running a pilot program, I believe, potentially in my home state of Wisconsin. So I think we're on for a road trip or something back there to get this thing off the ground. Please welcome Isaac from Flexil.
Hi. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Can I get first screen? Hi, my name is Isaac. I'm founder and CEO of Flexil. It needs to be first screen. Can I guess? Okay. It's hard to, yeah, next one. When I was in graduate school, I had to read tons of books and papers. It was too painful. So, because the paper is not scalable. So I bought an iPad for expecting the digital benefit. But reality is I came back to the paper again because the tablet has a problem. It's so uncomfortable. Every time doing something on my tablet, it didn't work well. It distracted my concentrations. But handwriting is natural. So I thought that I should make digital input like handwriting. Hi, my name is Isaac. I'm founder and CEO of Flexil. So I started this project with my co-founder to make paper-like digital input solution for document. That is Flexil. Flexil is a human-like document solution combined with the digital benefit and paper-like interface for the document. My primary approach was natural human habit. Handwriting is natural. It is the best way to control everything on the document. But the tablet has palm touch problem. So we fixed it by accurate algorithm. And we combined two things. We use digital and paper at the same time. It is complex and awkward. So we fixed it by combining the note and document in one screen as a different layer to enable us to create content super easy way, from the document to the notes and handwriting as well, like a pen and paper. We have 4 patents protect all the things, and we have products. iPad app is available currently on the App Store, and we're preparing cloud-based web app and digital textbook store to connect with them. We featured 7 times on the App Store. We have 22,000 monthly active users. Average users spend 42 minutes on our app daily basis. Our target audience is students and office workers. How to go to market? One of the school districts in Wisconsin, they're gonna spread our app to all the students. Starting from that, we're gonna expand the school partnerships. The other thing is, we are look for the channel partner, like publishers. They can resell Flexo to schools and universities because they can encourage the digital textbook sales. We are expanding to multi-device platform, so we are raising funds for growth. I have 14 years of experience, and our team have over 40 years of experience in software development. And particularly, we are spending 20 years particularly for the document solution. We are specialists for the document. Thank you.
Thank you, Isaac. Next, we have Marisol with clay fingers. For those of you out there that have small children, grandchildren, nieces, and nephews, she's going to be your hero, so please pay attention.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marisol. My idea is bring clay to America out of 1960 when Play-Doh was invented. Clay in the United States is stuck in the past. This is how most projects made of Play-Doh look. There is limited to create what kids can imagine. They need to expand their creativity. That's why new business concepts like Clay Academy are spreading all over the world because kids love to learn through play. During 10 years of my clay experience, I have taught them in many countries. Now, we have put that experience into smartphone app. Here is what we do. We help children make clay art using our unique safety clay. We help them go step by step, this chunk from these to complex figures. How does it work with the app? We develop an app, shape it, and product that parents and kids learn and play together. We have a very simple to follow instruction how to make a various range of figures. Kids can even put their clay figures into comic strips and videos, and they can share them online and with friends. It's easy and it's fun. Our package design attracts parents and kids. Soft, colorful soft bricks inspire their creativity instantly. We will make money to sell clay kits, and we have sold 10,000 at 50% margin. We will also sell in-app purchases and licensing. It is clay version of what Lego has done in moving from simple plastic bricks. We had first market test with high-end kids toy store. The toy store owner, Diane, she knows qualified product, and moms trust her. There are hundreds of stores in the US. There are thousands more worldwide. Diane recommends to moms and grandparents, and she and the hundred of toy store like owner like her is our secret weapon. I have over 10 years experience as a clay instructor and clay designer. Our designer Yoon, she has 10 years experience in graphic and packaging. And engineer Sue, he is the best developer in our city. Now we are looking for seed funding and in order to set up our business here and to become Lego of clay. We know clay better than anyone else. We are confident that we are best in our field. Please see me at lunch and play with clay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marisol. Clay fingers is definitely the clay that I didn't know I needed. I would definitely encourage everyone to check out the demo tables at the lunch break and definitely get hands-on with this stuff. It's really, really cool. So speaking of things that I did know I needed, our next startup comes to us via way of Plug and Play Brazil with a SIM card solution for traveling abroad. That is exactly what I've been looking for basically my whole life. So please welcome Robson from KickSim.
Thank you, Chris. Hello, everyone. Could you please raise your hand who like to travel abroad? Yes, 80% of the audience. And would you like to keep your mobile phone working as well as you are using today here? Yes, the same number. So, considering this problem, we have seen a lot of people receive $1,100 bill when they come back home from their trip abroad. And considering this problem, we developed KickSim. Nice to meet you. I'm Robson, founder of KickSim. We integrated a prepaid market of SIM cards into the app, and we provide mobile roaming for free for people traveling abroad. And how we do it? You install the app and authenticate your regular number, and you acquire through our platform a prepaid plan and click connect, and that's it. Right now, you are completely connected, free of roaming, and anybody calling you in your regular number over here, you're gonna ring you abroad completely free of roaming. And this market size is very huge. Just 5% of the entire travelers generate $54 billion revenue for the traditional roaming. And the other 800 million people are looking for solutions around for this problem. And during our trial, we surveyed 3,000 users, and we generated $120,000. And it's very unique solution. And we acquired customers using the travel and the hospitality industry. And they add our solution for the customers, for example, airline companies and operator for American Airlines #1 and insurance companies. We raised so far $800,000, and we developed the technology, and we provide the service for our trial customers, and we developed the team. And right now, today, we are launching our seed round, and we hope that you join us to keep moving forward this solution globally. And we're gonna work for our growth marketing strategy to put our solution globally and develop the B2B and B2C sales channels and keeping our team as well. I worked 10 years for Citibank in global transaction service, and I received in 2011 the Telecom Italy Mobile Sales Award for the best in Brazil. My COO, he's a PhD in global systems networks, and my CTO, he worked 8 years in travel and hospitality industry. Our competitors are definitely shipping hardwares and local carriers and other solutions providing voice over IP, but the bad reviews of using bad quality of service tell the history by themselves. So, thank you so much for having us here today. And your next trip, use a KickSim, mobile roaming for free. Thank you.
Thank you, Robson. Last but certainly not least, we have Marcin from Dr. Pocket, one of our Polish companies.
Thanks, Megan. Hi, everyone. My name is Marcin. I'm the CEO and founder of Dr. Pocket. We know that more than 100,000 Americans die each year because of inappropriately dosed drugs. Also, every person has different needs while getting a medicine. Some of them are in a rush. For example, they have a migraine, and they just want like a simple and fast relief. Some of them know the symptom, but not know the brand they would like to take. They are afraid about harmful interactions and want to know more information about contraindications as well as proper dosage. This is our solution. It's a vending machine for over-the-counter medications, vitamins, and supplements that dispense pills itself into a medicine caps, so they are ready to be taken immediately. Additionally, we display information about each of the products with highlighted precautions and ability to see the full medical leaflet. Our devices can be used in many different environments, starting from offices through the airports and finishing at hotels. We can help not only people using over-the-counter medications, but as well gas stations, pharma companies, hotels, schools, and much more. From one side, every user is equipped with our mobile app where they can schedule the medication, manage the medical treatment, check interactions, and read about precautions, and of course receive medications from our devices. From the other side, we have a web platform for our partners and operators to see everything what's happening in our devices. To sum up, we have a device that is combined with our mobile app for the users to schedule medications, check interactions, read about contraindications, and from the other side, we have an analytics tool for the operators to get more data about location, demographic adherence, as well as to send personalized offers. Users can pay in our devices using our mobile app, credit card, or can identify themselves by RFID cards. We managed to file an international patent for our devices, for the technology inside of it, and of course our drug management and tracking platform. Our business model is based on selling our devices and taking a monthly fee, but we are also willing to lease our devices or work in an open model with pharmaceutical companies. Each American is spending about $360 per year, which brings the savings to the whole healthcare system, because otherwise they would not seek any medical treatment. We started in Poland, in Gdańsk, at 2014, when we just developed our drug management tracking platform and gained our pre-seed investments. We just arrived in Plug and Play at the beginning of 2016, thanks Yael. And right now, we have a final product. We are after Plug and Play investments, and last month we received a prestigious European health grant. Just 2 months after putting our first prototype here in Plug and Play, we managed to sell 2 devices to one of the schools in Switzerland, and as well started the whole partnership with the Brazilian pharmacy chain. We also managed to catch attention of the large brands, and they are willing to cooperate with us. And our team is a group of biomedical and mechanical medical engineers with a PhD and a physician on board. We're looking for partnerships with pharmacy chains, pharmaceutical companies, or businesses to put our devices, as well as we are raising $1.5 million to accelerate our growth. If you have a headache, you know where to find me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marcin. Well, that is a wrap for our morning segment. On behalf of Megan and myself, we thank you so much for your attention. Please join us for lunch on the terrace. We look forward to chatting with some of you and seeing you at the afternoon events. Thank you.